Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Aaliyah Rhodes, and I'm here to do a review on FX new show, Mayans MC. The first episode is called Perro slash OC, and the Mayans MC is a sequel to the Sons of Anarchy franchise. It's just focusing on the Mayans MC. So we begin with Prospect, whose name is Ezekiel, aka Easy. He's riding on his motorcycle to deliver a package. We then cut to a warehouse where we see these employees making quinceañera dresses. We see Bishop, who is the president of the Mayans, and he heads to the back where we see Taz, who's the vice president, Riz, who's the secretary, Angel, El Coco, Gil, Creeper, and Hank. So basically what the guys are doing is that they're packaging the quinceañera dresses with drugs and preparing for shipment. So we see Bishop talking to Hank. Hank says, Prospect is cleared. It was a dirty cop. Everything's good. Bishop was like, so do you think that he's cool with us? You think he's gonna be cool with going to Vegas? Hank was like, yeah, I think so. So Bishop tells Angel, yo, tell Prospect he's coming with us on Vegas run. Where's Prospect? Angel's like, he's going to see our dad. So we see Prospect going to the father's butcher shop slash restaurant, and him and the pops are chopping it up. And then we see Prospect hand the father a package with some writing on it. And so they continue to talk, and Angel pulls up. Pops was like, so do you think he knows anything? Prospect was like, nah, he doesn't know anything. So I don't know if I was the only one, but I kind of felt the tension between Angel and the father. I feel like they're gonna go into it, more in, the first season. And so Angel tells Prospect, yo, so you're coming with us on this Vegas run. Prospect was like, yeah, anything for the club. So we see them on their way to Vegas. And so we see Creeper, Riz, El Coco, and Gil in this truck, and everybody else is on their motorcycles. We then see two Jeeps pull up on the side of them. One Jeep, he pulls in front of the truck with, the guys, and they start shooting paintballs at the windshield. They can't see nothing. So then the other Jeep bogarts them, throws them off the side of the road. They tumbling into a ditch. So we see the robbers go to the back of the truck and take Gil and Coco hostage. Then we see Creeper trying to get out of the truck, breaking the windshield, and then he tries to shoot one of the robbers. He ends up missing, and the robbers shoot him in the shoulder. Reese is still trapped trying to get out, and the truck is on fire. So everybody else pulls up, and Bishop tells the robbers, who you're messing with. You're messing with the Galindo cartel. They're ruthless. They'll cut your head off, give them to your children for Christmas. The robbers, they're not fazed by it one bit. So then the other robbers, they, take the dresses from the truck. You see Prospect see a tattoo that says BTT. And so the robbers, they take the dresses, they leave. Riz is still trying to escape the truck, and in the nick of time, the truck blows up. So then we see Galindo. Galindo is played by Danny Pino, who was a detective on Law and Order Special Victims Unit. I knew he looked familiar. I kept looking at him. I'm like, this dude looks so familiar. He played on Law and Order Special Victims Unit. So he is the head of the Galindo cartel. Galindo's asking Bishop what happened. Bishop told him, that they got caught by some robbers. They ended up taking, the product. And then Galindo was like, oh, it's no problem. It's just $2.4 million that y'all were supposed to protect. I'm like, dang, y'all. Dang, like $2.4 million, that's a lot of money. Especially in drug money, that's a lot. And so Galindo and Bishop, they were going back and forth. Galindo's like, how can this happen? We change routes for different product, different time, different day. Something must have happened. Someone must have said something. Bishop said confidently, it ain't none of my people. I'm like, yeah, okay. So then they're still going back and forth. Prospect then says there's this dark skinned guy. He had BTT tatted on him. And then someone said BTT means, Base Town Tribe. They're a Samoan group in San Bernardino, California. They're not known for this. Like, they only sell like weed and girls. Like, this ain't up their alley. Galindo tells Bishop, find me a Samoan or there's gonna be a Mayan in his place. Galindo leaves. Bishop punches Prospect, tells him, you don't speak until I tell you to talk. Okay? And then Taz tells Angel to take Creeper to the doctor. Padrino is going to be coming soon. Padrino is Marcus Alvarez, who was the head of the Mayans in Sons of Anarchy. So Angel, Coco, Gil, Prospect, and Creeper, they go through this tunnel and they go to the other side of the border. And that's where they, take Creeper to the doctor. He has a dislocated shoulder and a bullet wound in a muscle. Gil's phone is blowing up. He gives the universal sign like, we gotta go. We gotta dip. So the four of them leave Creeper and the doctors. They head into the city, and the three of them, they go into the bar called Diana's. Prospect has to wait outside. Prospect sees this woman with like 5 kids. One of the boys from, the group, he tries to steal corn from a vendor. Little boy ends up tripping. I'm like, boy, if you trying to steal something, you can't be tripping. You gotta get back up and run. So the vendor catches him. Prospect says he's with me. He pays for, corn. And the woman walks up to them and says, thank you. The woman and the kids go into the same bar that, Angel, Coco, and Gil are in. And so I have notes. So if you see me looking down, it means I got notes. So what happened was that Prospect sees that someone got shot, and so the police pull up. And on the wall it says Mata el Diablo. Now Diablo means devil in Spanish, so Diablo must mean female devil. And so the guys walk out, and Gil has his bag. He has his bag. Keep a lookout for the bag. So we cut to Alvarez rolling up to see the San Padre Mayans in their little scrap metal headquarters. And we find out that Bishop and Alvarez are cousins. So we cut back to the four amigos, and Gil leaves. He heads north. That's what Angel says. Prospect sees a woman, and they lock eyes. And so Prospect, it's another flashback. It's a flashback. Prospect is in a jail with his girlfriend, and they're going back and forth. Basically, that whole conversation, Prospect says, I'm doing 20 years. We're done. Basically, we're done. She says, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, he just said that you're done. And so she says, okay, if we're going to end this, bam, I guess I'm going to end this. She's pregnant. I forgot to mention earlier that earlier in the episode, he pulls up at a school, and there's a flashback 8 years earlier. He went to Stanford University, and he meets up with the same girl, in the flashback that I'm talking about right now. They were in a relationship. So right now, in this flashback, he breaks up with her, and, once again, he's in jail. He's doing 20 years. They ended. She's pregnant. So they're not together. And he tries to go after her. He punches a cop. And then we see Gemma, who is Jax Teller's mom on, Sons of Anarchy. She proceeds to say assholes as Prospect is being carried away. So then we go back into reality. And we see this little girl with a pink jacket on and a messed up mouse mask. And so everybody heads back to the headquarters, you know, in the scrap metal shop. And everybody heads to the back except for Prospect. The guys tell Alvarez what happened and how, you know, they're basically putting out a hit on the Samoans. Riz asks Angel, yo, so what's up with your brother? Angel was like, he's been that way since, you know, we were kids. He's been like that for a long time. So I guess Prospect must have like a photographic memory or something. And so basically we find out that Alpha is the head honcho of the Basetown tribe. And so the gang, they head out to the cemetery. That's where the Basetown tribe is located. I'm like, y'all located in a cemetery? That's kind of weird, but okay, whatever floats your boat. So we head over to Pops in his, you know, shop. We see this character. I'm gonna call this character Diego Jimenez because the person who's playing the DEA that walks into the butcher shop, he played a character called Diego Jimenez on Power. It's a show on Stars that I watch. And so he was the head of a cartel. So I'm gonna call him Diego Jimenez for now until we find out what his character is gonna show. His character's name is. So Diego Jimenez walks up into the shop. He's like, I want this steak. Pops was like, okay. He puts the package that Prospect gave him earlier in the episode in with the steak, and he gives it to Diego Jimenez. Diego hands him a 10. Pops opened up the 10 and it says, tell him I want to meet him tonight. So we cut to the Mayans meeting up with the Basetown tribe in the cemetery, and Bishop is, you know, asking Hoffa, why'd you do it? I mean, if you got the drugs, give it to us, we'll walk away. Hoffa was like, nah, I don't trust y'all. And so 2 other trucks full of Samoans roll up. Taz was like, it's 12 on 7. I'm like, y'all can get them, y'all just gotta aim good. Just aim good, y'all can get them. So then they going out, guns blazing. Coco ends up shooting Alpha in the ear. And so in the midst of everything going down, Riz calls, you know, whoever, and says, yo, pull up. And so Riz tells Bishop the Reapers are on their way. The Reapers are the Sons of Anarchy. And so Alpha and the Mayans and Alvarez, they meet up with Galindo. Alpha's tied up. Galindo asks Alpha, same thing, why'd you do it? How do you know what happened? And so Alpha proceeds to say that there's this woman. She gives them the time and place of what's going down, and they never seen each other. They only talk through text and phone call. That's it. And so Galindo says, well, we found this in your truck. It's the bag that Gil had earlier when they were in the city. And so someone must have planted it on Alpha. And so what happened was that Galindo tells one of his men to cut off Alpha's arm. Alpha's just mumbling Diablo, Diablo, Diablo. And then he proceeds to say, what he says, Morta, Diablo, resurrect Mexico. And then Galindo says, kill the devil, resurrect Mexico. And then Angel says, it's this group, the Los Ovalados, Ovalados? My bad. And basically it's the Forgotten Ones. And Galindo was pissed, you know, because he finds out that someone's coming after him. So then he says, we're done. He leaves because he has a dinner with his family. So when he's about to leave, he tells Alvarez, you know, it's good to see that we're getting along. My father will be happy. So Alvarez and Galindo's father must have been tight. Angel tells Bishop, you know, we're going to dump Alpha's body on the other side of the border. And so Prospect, he's about to wrap up Alpha's body. He gets a phone call from his father saying, yo, I want you to meet up tonight. I want us to meet up tonight. So we cut to Galindo. He's about to meet up with his wife. His wife is Prospect's ex, and the kid is Galindo's. So I'm like, okay, she must have had the abortion and got pregnant by Galindo. And, they're being lovey-dovey. So then Prospect meets up with his father and Diego Jimenez. So what I got from that whole conversation was that Prospect is working with Diego Jimenez to give him information on the Galindo cartel. Basically, that's what that whole conversation was about. Prospect was like, look, once I give you enough information to move in on the Galindo cartel, I'm done. I'm leaving the city. I'm leaving the Mayans. I want my life back. Diego Jimenez was like, well, it's not that easy. If I tell you to jump, you say how high. Prospect was like, fuck you, and walked out. And, he tells his father, thank you for, sticking with me. And the father was like, blood is everything. Blood is the only thing that matters. And we see that he has a better relationship with Prospect than he does with Angel. And so we see the four amigos, Angel, Gil, Coco, Prospect. They're about to dump off his body and bury it. Angel pulls Gil and Coco aside and say, yo, I think I want my brother to join in on what we got. If he bends, it's on me. It's up for voting. Just, this is what I think should happen. And so Gil asked Coco, do you think we can trust Prospect? Coco was like, we trust him until we don't. And so what happens is that we cut to Bishop and Alvarez talking. And Bishop is telling Alvarez, how they got into it with Galindo, and, how everything is just going sideways. So then Taz and Hank enters, the meeting room, and they tell Bishop and Alvarez, so this group, they have been cutting off the communication towers, with the Galindo cartel, and they've been getting into bank accounts. This group is out for blood. They want the Galindo cartel gone. And so Bishop orders Hank and Taz, question everybody on this side, question everybody on the other side of the border. Let's kill this bitch. Basically, that's what it comes down to. And so the four amigos, they're in the middle of nowhere, walking in mountains. There's these kids posted up with guns and knives, and they all in masks. Then they pull up into a campsite, and there's this woman, and she points to Prospect. Angel's like, nah, he's cool with me. That's my blood. She takes off the mask. It's the same girl who had all those kids with her when they were in the city, and her name is Adelita. So she must be the head of this group. And so they go into the tent, and she asks for a package. Gil hands her the package. Angel says it's 12 keys. It's the same drugs that they were putting into the quinceañera dresses, getting ready for shipment earlier in the episode. And so basically, Angel tells Adelita that Galindo's onto them. Alpha was talking, couldn't stop it. It just kept going and going. And Johnny was like, it's best if y'all just go south. Adelita was like, no, I'm not running. The Galindo cartel killed all of our families. It's time to take down Galindo cartel, and it's time for Galindo to feel the pain that we felt. And so basically she tells one of the other girls, in the group, let's go. And so they leave, and Easy, he pulls Angel aside, and he was like, what's going on? Angel tells him how he's working with, Adelita and everything. Easy was like, so you're the traitor? Angel was like, am I? I'm like, yeah, you kind of are the traitor. You kind of are. You told her what was happening. You told her where y'all were going. Yeah, you kind of are the traitor. You set up your crew to get robbed. And so he's telling Easy how this group is changing the game, and he's saying that Johnny, who's El Coco and Gil are in on it, and basically he's doing this for the Mayans because the Galindo cartel is burying the Mayans. They the Galindo cartel keeps getting them into stuff, and Alvarez isn't gonna budge because he's close with Galindo's father, and then Bishop and Alvarez, they're cousins, so it's like Angel is doing this for the club. I'm like, if you're doing this for the club, it's the wrong way to do this because you're setting up your club. It's like, come on, it's a group within the group. I'm like, this ain't loyalty. If this is loyalty, then no, this ain't loyalty in my eyes. This isn't loyalty. And so we cut to Galindo and Emily, who is Prospect's ex-girlfriend's name. They're leaving the restaurant, and she has her kid with them. She's getting in the truck with the nanny and I guess the other bodyguard. And the girl who was in the city with the pink jacket and the mouse mask, she tells the guys in the car, the rabbit says go. And so it's the message, it had a baby and the okay sign. And so they're gonna get Emily and baby. So then we get back to Angel and Easy, and Angel's like, so are you all in, man? If you want to walk, you can walk right now. Easy was like, nah, I'm all in. That's how the episode ended. So I can't wait to see what this season, has to offer. I'm excited. I like what's going on so far. So I'll see you guys next week for episode 2. Comment below if you like the show. If I missed anything, tell me so I'll remember to watch out for further episodes. But yeah, if y'all want to see anything, put them in the comments, and I'll see y'all for episode 2 of Mayans. I'll see y'all later. Peace.